Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our industry friends, no matter where you are. So even though I cannot see your face, I feel I'm so close to you. I'm Liu Ping. I'm the president of SITE China chapter, and the SITE is the Society for Incentive Travel Excellence. And I'm also the founder of China Star. So today I will be the moderator for this session of the return of the MICE sector in uncertain times. Today I have 4 outstanding professionals with me. Let me introduce them to our audience. So first is Ms. Li Hui, President of Grand China MICE. And George Cao, and the CEO at Dragon Trio Interactive. And Tim Martin, and General Manager of Hyatt Regency Beijing Wangjing. And Linda Wang, and founder and managing director at Destination Asia China. So my first round of questions goes to Ms. Li Hui. And as one of the famous and outstanding MICE company in China, I believe that Grand China MICE has handled many of the government events and big state-owned events. Professionals in the MICE industry are eager to know the future trend of budget control for the government events. So do you have any information you want to share with our audience? And what is the biggest challenge to a MICE company like yours? And how do you deal with it? I know so many questions for a very short time. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Thank you, Ms. Liu. I'm glad to attend this event today. And I also want to share our views and our thinkings during the past half year. Yes, as you said, Grand China MICE is quite famous for our government events and big state-owned company events like APEC CEO Summit in 2014 and G20 in 2016 and a lot of events like that. But every year, we try to control that number of state-owned enterprises or government events within limited numbers. So we keep our clients diversified. Mm-hmm. Actually, most of our business volume are from multinational companies. So I'm happy to see that in the past 3 months, starting from as early as April, we have seen a lot of business coming back, both online and offline. And now it's a combination of online and offline events. And in July, we saw about 70% of our business volume coming back compared to last year. And I was so happy last week to got the report from our finance department that in last month, our events numbers had seen a 10% increase compared to last year.
Well, that's great.
That's event number, not the revenue.
Yeah.
We only recorded about 70% of our revenue compared to last year. So our employees were so busy handling small events. So that's the trend that the outbound projects are now divided into many small items, small projects. But I'm still glad to see that the budget of those multinational companies are not lowered or they didn't cut their budget. The budget still remains the same. So actually, I'm quite optimistic about the last 4 months of this year. So my advice for colleagues in the industry, don't be too pessimistic. Try to get as many events as possible to keep your staff busy. And you will see this month, events, big events are coming back. So gradually, everything will be getting back to normal.
Yeah, great news. Thank you so much. And he's very inspiring, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm so happy to hear that. We are still losing money. Yeah. Okay, so now I come to George. And George, I also like person with technology background.
Yeah.
And since the outbreak of COVID-19, virtual events have spread up rapidly, and all kinds of professional webinars and online trainings, virtual events, and hybrid meetings are overwhelming and make our life so busy. So professionals in the industry, meetings and events are really busy with selecting the technologies and the platform.
Yeah.
So would you please give us some directive opinions on the trend of virtual and hybrid events in our industry?
All right. I think virtual is already happening and it will continue to evolve. This is a trend that was accelerated by the COVID-19 pandemic. But it is a trend that has been actually going on for quite a number of years. After the pandemic, you see some of the digital tools, digital communication tools, to grow from 100,000 in daily active users to 30 million daily active users. That's going to have a huge impact on corporate travel and on the MICE industry, because a lot of users are now used to these tools. I think for leisure travel, technology is very difficult to touch. You cannot use virtual reality to replace the air you smell in Dali, in Yunnan province. But you can use these digital communication tools to, get business done. So I think the impact of COVID-19 on the business side will be stronger than on the leisure side. That's my personal opinion. I think to respond to that, destinations and also, all the participants in the MICE industry needs to really take this as, this is a given, this has already happened, accept this and see how you make the best out of it. One of the things one of my professors at graduate school had told me, it was an IT professor. So he said, when selecting a software platform, don't be the first, don't be the biggest, try before you sign up. So I think those principles still apply to the technology development of today. Don't try to be the biggest virtual show in the marketplace. Look at some other experiences and try, a size that's been tried before. Somebody has already had an event at that scale. Don't be, first. You can't be the first now anymore, right? And also try it. There are many things you can try. If you don't try, you're going to fail. I think the virtual events, as you know, it takes just as much effort as an offline event. A lot of things you have to try. Once you learn about the platforms, I think, you can make better decisions.
Yeah. I learned a lot from you. And actually, my company, we start from a tiny event. Yeah, but it was good.
Yeah.
And so I will bother you a lot. I have so many questions and afterwards, so please don't hate me.
All right, no problem.
So we had a talk last week. That's really, really good. I got to know your hotel had a lot of things to, get the business back.
Yes.
And I really love the advertisement of the wedding anniversary suite.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, right. I would like to have a look. Even I don't have any anniversary, but I want to have a look.
Let me check on dates. If you have dates already for your wedding, I will check on that. Well, I mean, we're all in the people's business, right? And people are driven by emotions. And for us at Hyatt, it was very important from actually day one when the pandemic had basically the start in January to make sure that the hygiene and well-being of our colleagues and of our customers, of course, are equally very important, because we truly believe in our superpower, which is care, right? And care, meaning of that we really have to do our best so you can do your best, right? And so since day one, we invested and looked and took a lot of initiatives on hygiene and well-being, be it food safety, be it on how do we deliver and how do we take care about internally as well as externally. And I think the most important thing which brought this is trust. And our business is all about trust, right? And again, going back to emotions. And we have worked a lot on events already and on many other aspects when you live in your hotel, right? There's the rooms, there's a food and beverage part, there's the events part. And as you said, let's don't look back. Can't change that. Yeah. But I'm grateful and glad to be in Beijing and also here in China, in the capital. Because I think right now we are probably at the safest place on earth, right? And the more we give this trust that we all believe in ourselves to the outside, I think down the road more business will also appear and will come back moving forward. And I think this is the most important thing, to work on trust and to make sure that customer have again belief and travel and belief in doing events and joining. And we can see a lot of positive ramp up in Beijing since now already since 2 months. It really goes in the right direction, and I'm very glad. Makes me also happy to hear what you say, and to see that we're going in the right direction. And I have never, in all my career of 25 years with Hyatt, we at the Hyatt Regency Beijing in Wangjing, where I work, I've never seen such a comeback or after such a pandemic. And that shows that people really have trust. The Chinese consumer has trust, and that's a great sign. And we all worked very hard for it. So now we have to make sure the rest of the world will also get to know that.
Theo, I would like to share with our audience. And Theo Martin and his family, 2 daughters, wife, they have been staying in China all the time since the breakout of the COVID-19. So thank you very much for staying with us, and thank you for your support. It is very important to our Chinese people.
Yeah.
Okay, now, so Linda, you actually, in our industry, your company is just a good example, a model. Everyone wants to learn from you. So I believe our audience really, really eager to hear something from you. So what are you doing now? And so what is the business model at this moment? So would you please share with us?
You've been super kind, Ping. I really like your character. You're frank and you're always helpful. You've done a great deal to help the industry in the last couple of months, and then I wanted to take this opportunity to thank you because you inspired me. Because of that, I've been seriously, I've been asked by many friends and industry colleagues, and Linda, how are you doing? What are you doing? What are you busy about? Honestly, I've been very busy, and then I think I'm busier than before pandemic. The reason is why before the pandemic, the team, they know what to do. They don't need much of my time. I just spent my time focusing on sales and marketing, traveling around the world and find new customers, finding new creative events. But this year, because of the pandemic hit the country, China was the first country to be hit. We went into the holiday without preparation, and then all of a sudden we had to switch on a remote working model. So I had to, seriously come up with a plan to manage a team of more than 50 people to work across the country. They were home celebrating the Chinese New Year. So, and then of course, I want to make sure that they are incentivized and then they are not terrified by the outbreak, etc. So for the first couple of months, I spent a lot of time and managing the team. And then of course, we've done everything that Ping and her team has done. For example, we've done training on technologies, and then we've done hybrid meetings, and we've done product researches, and we've done website building, because that's going to be the trend, inevitable, because COVID-19 will definitely reshape the way we used to do business. And then, of course, after a couple of months, and we start to think, there's got to be a way that we have to figure out rather than just concentrating on internal management. We have to look at positively how we can transit from this period of time. So therefore, I thought about that I should have, like Ping, what she has been doing. I need to look at larger than just myself. I have to look at what I can do to contribute for the industry. So I joined Ping, and so we did webinars, sent positive information to clients and friends from around the world and how we are doing as China, leading, and we are beating the virus or COVID-19. China obviously has a lot to share with the other countries. And then we have done also aligned with some hotel partners. Like I was impressed really by the Hyatt Regency. Your colleague Ivan sent me a full package of presentation, outlining, ensuring how the hotel is preparing, because the hotel is a very good partner of ours when we do DMC or meetings and events, and how they are prepared for business to return. And then I also thought, besides doing everything for site and for voicing for our clients from around the world, but we also could look at doing something for inbound DMC partners. Like we have many inbound DMC partners within the country. We've been working for so many years, and without them, there's no Destination Asia. So they are faced with the same situation like we do. So if I could come up with something that could help not only Destination Asia, but also our industry colleagues, that would be the best solution. So I started an alliance, and then I called upon the DMC partners from around the country, about 10 of them, that we work on a very close partnership. And so I started to look at myself and then say, hey, before I started DMC, what was my dream? I wanted to start, really high-end, off the beaten track, cultural and very in-depth travel experiences. And now it's the trend, especially, travelers' aversion to mass tourism and cookie-cutter itineraries. They are not going to look at, the traditional and conventional ways of doing things. And so if it was the dream of myself, and then that's the trend now, and perhaps I could align the DMC partners from around the country so we could design some really experiential experiences for our clients. Within the country right now, we have already operated quite a few programs. We have one upcoming programs during the October holiday. The first one was to Yunnan, had 19 people. That was a great success because the way I say that experiential experiences is not like, been there, done that, or traditional wow factor. I wanted to use this opportunity, as people say that the year of 2020 is also a year of corrector. So we are correcting the way of, how we think about Mother Earth. So when I design the experiential experiences, we throw into these factors into the designing. For example, my program right now, we have about 30 of these similar programs already developed, and a lot of them are opening for sale. And then we look at, like, for example, in Yunnan, the program we just operated 10 days ago, we invited botanists to talk about fauna, and then we invited the guardians of a mountain to talk about how he loved his the place where he was born. He used to patrol a mountain for so many years, and then we also invited intangible heritage experts to teach our guests how to get their hands on to do bamboo waving and whatever. It was a great experiences. And then the way we are doing this is because we can design these experiences to our domestic customers. And in future, as Destination Asia, as well as our DMC partners, are all inbound DMC partners, and we do have the advantage of converting these experiences into English. And so once The pandemic is over. We are very excited. We look forward to sharing these amazing products and experiences to our clients in English. And then I also hired a film crew to come with me to Yunnan to film the whole trip. So that film is going to be in English and Chinese, and that's going to be shared with our clients. And then you will see how we've come through 2020, how we are looking at doing things differently. And so I've been busy, too busy that I have no time to focus on what is the loss of 2020. I'm doing whatever I can to get the best of 2020.
Yeah, it's good to be busy, and actually, Linda, you are a very good storyteller. You know, this is what our industry needs very much, to be honest, and we have to share our Chinese stories to the outside world in a good way.
Yes.
So you are one of the person, you can do this. Yeah, I really trust you and believe, yeah, very confident about
Thank
that.
you.
Okay, we still have a couple of minutes, and then we have a second round of questions to discuss. And I'm sorry, the question is always big, huge. And you have very short time, only 2 minutes to talk about it. Yeah. So first, Nihui again. And what is your prediction for the future of MICE industry in Beijing and China?
Okay. As I said, my prediction for the future is very optimistic. I have experienced SARS in 2003. And I saw a huge rebound of outbound business at that time because other countries were not affected by SARS at that time. So for Beijing, I still see the project numbers are growing, but for the whole country, the Southeast, Southern China, East China, as I said, my staff, according to our business, our staff was so busy for the past 3 months already. So I predict that the business, MICE business, will recover very, very quickly. And in 2021, we have set up a kind of a goal for a company to get all the business back to the same level as 2019. So maybe the government projects are not, but for the business sector, for the business from multinational companies, domestic companies, associations, Chinese associations, they are planning a lot of events. And also the online tools, as George mentioned, will be used for every event.
So I'm so happy to listen to you. You know, you are encouraging me because before I met you, I listened to you, I was a little bit depressed. So, okay, very good, positive news. That's so nice, yeah. And thank you. And George, my question to you probably is a little bit sensitive. You have your own company and you have your own technology, but I would like to know, what is the most favorite platform? I mean, your own. You should have to tell us frankly.
Okay.
And also, how do we deal with the technologies which are widely used internationally but not available in China?
Okay. I don't think there's a best platform, including ours. I can't say whose solution is the best. But I can say there's always the right solution for you, depending on your event. Depending on what kind of event you're running. And also if you need international participants or not. Do you have local participation like what we're doing right now? Is it pure virtual? Is it a hybrid? Do you also need services from the vendor in addition to the technology? You know, some people will just think, I'm running a virtual event. Let's just throw this to a tech company and get it done with. But from our experience running quite a few virtual events and hybrid events, the services component is just as important as the technology platform. So in summary, I would say, again, go back to the 3 principles. Don't be the biggest, don't be the first, and try everything before you buy them.
Thank you. So George, if I invite you to give a training to our company, how much you are going to charge me?
For free.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Okay, now comes to Theo. And what is the most important and urgent issue to which the government and the industry should pay attention to, according to your perspective, in terms of recovery of the international travel market? A big question again.
Yeah, I wonder where the sensitive part for him was, but sorry. No, I think it's very clear that we have to communicate and to bring out the message of trust, as I said before, to the outside world, right? And I think the technology advantage that we have here in Beijing and China, be it hybrid meetings, which will be a new normal for hotels for the next couple of months anyway, right? And moving forward, you may not have to always be the opportunity to bring everyone in, so we can still participate. But I think communication and building up further the trust in what we have and where we are. I mean, if I speak to colleagues in Europe or in US or in Australia and I tell them where we are and they tell me where they are, we're light years in front, right? In terms of how we control and how we also manage this. And that gives trust. People say, well, how are you doing this? And also with us in the hotels, that people are also trusting in events, be it outside, be it inside, because there's a very good system in place.
Okay, thank you. So I think we need to talk more about it. And so get the coffee ready for me. I'll go to see your hotel. Yeah.
Absolutely. Together with a wedding show.
Perhaps we can together.
That's great. So,
For a drink.
Yeah, right. And yes, red wine.
Yeah.
Linda, I know you communicate with your overseas partners a lot. I really want to know what they are thinking about the situation of China. So have you heard anything from them?
Yes, we've seen more and more emails from them. There's a tremendous change, especially over the last couple of months, couple of weeks. There are more new leads coming in, and then there are, of course, concerns. Like I have a client, she sent me an email last week and asking, oh, we've heard from our clients. Obviously, her client has China office here in China, so they were doing an event in a hotel. And they say, oh, the Chinese people are not serious about the prevention and the safety and health of
but actually we
the
are.
guests.
Yeah.
And they said because during the meeting nobody was wearing masks, or it wasn't seriously like what they are experiencing now. I was like, China, obviously we've done a great job, and then we have amazing technology to track anyone who are suspected or infected, and then look at how fast we brought the second wave of the outbreak under control. I clearly remember I came back from a site inspection on 13th of June, and that was the first day of the second outbreak. And then by 22nd of July, it was gone. That was how quick. Given Beijing is a city of 23 million people, the same population as Australia in a country. So we obviously have a very strict government containment measures that ensure we could now walk outside without masks. We could do certain meetings with certain limited number of people without masks on. That is because we are super confident that we've got this under control. And look at today, and what a beautiful, gorgeous autumn day in Beijing. Pollution is gone, blue skies. And it gives me confidence more, seriously. Just when I say that, look at 2020, don't focus on the negative impact of COVID-19. There's no perfect life, there's no perfect business, and there's no perfect people. Don't give yourself a hard time. Just look at the bright things. This is a year of rest. Financially, yes, everybody is losing. There are 80 million in hospitality industry colleagues, right, in China, more than 260,000 travel agencies in China. Everybody's facing the same problem. Well, there's nothing you can do about it. Why don't we just look at how we can anticipate how we can prepare ourselves to welcome the business to return, how you can look after your team, your people, how you can look after your family, yourself. Like I've been doing exercise every day, force myself, because that's a good way to lift my spirit. And then look at how you can do to help your industry colleagues, and how you can align with your hotel partners. And when the time is ready, I feel like, if it continues like this, COVID-19 is gone in China, and it will open up Beijing very soon. You never know. So perhaps you have good news very soon. So we'll just have to look at things positively.
So thank you, Linda. So, time really flies here. Time is almost up. So Theo, would you please invite all of the partners to your hotel?
Please.
Yeah. Someday, and then we'll have a get together.
Let's continue
And then we'll
that.
have we can talk more, right?
We do another hybrid meeting. We eat and people can look
No,
at us.
no, face to face, definitely face to face. Okay.
Face.
Sure.
So time is up, and on behalf of the organizer, I would like to express my sincere thanks to our panelists and to our audience, and thank you very much. And I'm very much looking forward to meeting you face to face. Thank you, and bye-bye. Thank you.
Welcome to Beijing.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.